I personally extend my apologies to the former Minister of Finance.
At this particular point, Mahama Ayriga abaya dibiama NDC for nyina edwala. In fact, adia Mahama Ayriga abaya na no pay or parliament ni de. NDC for no bonyo so da krokrada o madwala ni nyina say Mahama Ayriga edi chelpa abre Ken Ofori Atta efa nema ekokoso ene nra wanted a ye declare no ene ensem a o makafa no e parliament Ayriga abepa na chew ene na ekoso aha Penyah block media mesrewa. Se obe like video na obe subscribe button so be click the notification icon na be kire wa adwen eda mama e wo comment section. Eze be kaya Ken Ofori Atta ye nipa bi a enya abato enya change of government cross em a tama no ote so no MPP wo power no na even some of the MPP party members were campaigning against Ken Ofori Atta as a ye no sesa no but still Akufo-Addo can say oh well you good me many so there or ya kama e di dem kan de munya amasem kra munya kra enti to me no Ken Ofori Atta play a role in MPP's defeat in the 2024 election or play massive role in the MPP co-opposition. Now, you change government, na say, among folk can from say, Ken Ofori Atta obedem, we be say, and wechi, and yet say, any penny be akotwa she Ken Ofori Atta fie so. Lucky for him, omukwe oni ho. Is omu ready fie no kwaye basa anka no mu ko hwe nze nim se mu ko bu no. So muko kuno so muko ndio endele jo etumara anin baktankofo no omushe soldiers uniform eme ho ase no be ye dadwa later ena letter e bai se Ken Ofori Atta ekura no oni Ghana ha na otu kwai kwa amonone a ogohwe no ho yare enum na enra office of the special prosecutor eye kisi ejaben ebedi Ken Ofori Atta wanted.
Ladies and gentlemen of the media, a few minutes ago I signed a directive declaring a high-profile person a fugitive from justice. This person is wanted by the OSP to answer charges in respect of several cases, including the following. 1. Contractual arrangements between Strategic Mobilization Ghana Limited and the Ghana Revenue Authority for the stated objective of the enhancement of revenue assurance in the downstream petroleum sector, upstream petroleum production, and minerals and metals resources value chain. 2. Termination of a distribution, loss reduction, and associated network improvement project contract between the Electricity Company of Ghana Limited and Beijing Zhaochen Technology BXC. 3. Procurement of contractors and materials and activities and payments in respect of the National Cathedral project. 4. Activities and payments in respect of a contract awarded by the Ministry of Health, initially commenced by the Ministry for Special Development Initiatives to Service Ghana Auto Group Limited for purchases and after-sales service and maintenance of 307 Mercedes-Benz Sprinter 305 CDI ambulances for the National Ambulance Service. And 5. Payments out of and utilization of the tax refund account of Ghana Revenue Authority. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, the fugitive's name is Kenneth Ofori Atta.
Obedikel wanted for cases Makumako 5B, procurement of ambulances, ECG, strategic mobilization of, Ghana Revenue Authority tax repayment, National Cathedral, and Japan royalties, and never be cases near the bond code where they declared wanted and fugitive. Fugitive, as I said, ye wuna chidikura just said, Yawe na ye wuna chiyan tenenka. And no one be wuna we be ade, ubetimi at tebireno, ednable place for. When born say we near obetima chinaba because according to OSP no, Oba declared wanted, our moon nim baby a Ken Ofori Atta or the Noa Kemura, or Jane, 8 years. Now, so same way now, OSP also confusion at Ghana Parliament between majority and minority.
It's not about wearing white dresses. So nobody is above the law. When you hold public office, you need to be what? Accountable. The day of accountability have arrived. We were in this country. John Jinapo's home was raided. Former Attorney General's home was raided by the military people. members were invaded in this chamber. At that time, we don't have the locus to say and condemn it. Today we have the moral temerity, the audacity to say that it is wrong. You have the moral ground to talk. You didn't know the day of reckoning will come today. Here we are. Now, karma. This is what we call karma. Karma is real. Those days where even members of parliament are being chased, they prevented. They can't even do the due fugitives. Here we are. So all that I want to say is that Ken Ofori Atta is not above the law. He should submit himself. He should stop running away. He's out of the country. Please, please, please call upon him to come back to the country. He shouldn't run behind excuse of medical condition and he will not come. He is fit for purpose, and then we are waiting cautiously, we are waiting patiently for Honorable Ken Ofori Atta to arrive in this country to submit himself to the authorities for the needful to do. Why? What are you running away from? What are you running away from? Cathedral, 58 million Ghana cedis was sunk. Dollars, $28 million. $58 million. Which can build Kosimiti, can build a lot of roads. He can build Kosimiti. Is it not true? OPK, is it not true? He can build hospitals. He can build markets. He can do a lot of roads. The Agenda 111 buildings would have finished.
Honorable conclude.
And what are we talking about?
Honorable Gakwe, conclude.
What the SML? Is it not true? Is it not true? Yes. The biggest hole ever Ghana have actually constructed. So nobody is chasing former minister for him.
And we have given the public, the external stakeholders, to always see us in different lenses. And it is time we put an end to what we are doing to each other. Mr. Speaker, some of the descriptions they're giving, some even went to the extent of saying that the economy that he left, in fact, I cannot repeat those evil words they use in-house. Mr. Speaker, 2016, the economic Ken Ofori Atta inherited was growing at 3.4%. Mr. Speaker, the inflationary rate was 15.4. Mr. Speaker, lending rate was about 40%. But for COVID, by 2019, we were growing 7%. Inflation was 7%. Under Ofori Atta, we have been able to implement one of the most enviable pro-poor policies on the continent of Africa. How could you describe such a man because of global crisis? Your own former finance minister, do you know the description you are giving to your country? Do you know how you are placing Ghana on the globe because of politics? Do you know what you are doing to your country? Very soon, your ministers will be leaving Ghana for other places, for international assignments. And this is what they will read from your own lips. Mr. Speaker, we shouldn't allow this outmoded, colloquial, primitive politics to continue to destroy our country. Mr. Speaker, we are one people with one destiny as a nation. Mr. Speaker, I am only advising the House.
Honorable Sibinamwa, did I hear you say primitive politics?
No, I'm talking about Ghana.
Will you consider withdrawing the word primitive politics?
Okay. Mr. Speaker, with your indulgence, I have done so. But Mr. Speaker, I think I have to make myself clearer here. I am not even speaking against one side. I am talking about actions and inactions, omissions and behaviors that are dwindling the very reputation of this House. We've been doing this to ourselves for far too long. Now, every Tom, Dick, and Harry out there, even if you are driving Land Cruiser, they think you're a politician. Whether in ECMPP, they don't respect us. And this is why I'm bringing it to our attention. That do we allow yesterday's propaganda or actions or omissions to continue to keep on destroying the very image and reputation of this August House? Is that what we want to do? This is the question I'm asking. Mr. Speaker, are we teaching the younger generation what we are doing today? Mr. Speaker, what does the Constitution say? Article 18, clause 2. With your permission. Hey, no one shall be subjected to the interference of his private home and properties. Has that happened or not? The very Constitution that we ourselves, the very laws that we ourselves make, we are undermining the same laws because of politics. We should not sit here and because of politics forget the fact that the same Ken Ofori Atta made your family members have free school. Your nephews, your children, your aunties, your friends, your mosque members, your church members. But for Ken Ofori Atta, they would have been wrong. Let us stop these things against either NDC or MPP. Let us maintain our reputations as a house. Let us believe in one fact that we are one people with a common destiny as a country. All these things we must stop. That is what I mean. Yesterday's politics we should forget. Because we are destroying each other. And we call ourselves honorable members. We all deserve that. But please, Mr. Speaker, what I'm trying to tell the House is that sometimes, because of politics, we say these things, we think we are joking. But those out there, they believe in what we say and they disrespect all of us. Let us protect each other. Let us keep the dignity of this House intact and portray to the people out there that, yes, we have changed. Mr. Speaker, I am ending by telling each and everyone, especially my brothers and sisters from the other side, to repent. To repent. These behaviors must be stopped. We don't do that to ourselves. Look at Honorable Abuja, very respectable, our leader, respectable, our leader. We are all respectable members. But because of politics, I should call you thief, you are this, you are that, and when you go out there, you want people to respect us. I think this should be the last time for all of us. Let us show love and constructive discussions. Constructive conflict C type, not A type.
All member conclude.
Mr. Speaker, in conclusion, I would like to re-emphasize the point that Ken Ofori Atta, until proven guilty by court of competent jurisdiction, cannot be described and defined as somebody who is criminal. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Just omo de brubrum hunto kwa Emma aside parent kwa any part of the share omo opinion on this particular issue.
Kise Jabe, we are diabolic and kasa special prosecutor Braha. We are very diabolic. I will even say you're a stupid man. All along, now MPP for say you knew. Some of us were against it. Just only Ken Ofori Atta and the lawyer say kasa. So why would you declare him so a fugitive? Are you stupid? You are having a conversation with Ken Ofori Atta and the lawyers. Are you stupid? Kisi Jabe or say Kisi Jabe? I feel na me who say wunnimu nyansa. You have no sense.
In any case, the OSP lacked that power to declare anybody wanted. It is only the court that can do so. My little knowledge in law reveals that if somebody is declared a fugitive, it means that person cannot be reached, cannot be traced. You don't even know where the person is. And at least you give yourself a reasonable time after a search. If the special prosecutor's letter from January 24th had prompted Mr. Ofori Atta to leave Ghana, the OSP might be justified in harboring suspicion. However, Mr. Ofori Atta was already out of the country well before OSPs contacted him. He traveled on the 2nd of January, and your letter to him came in on the 24th of January. So how could the man be labeled as a fugitive when he was already in the country? Indeed, he was not even the finance minister about 8 months before the elections. And you, Mr. Kise Jabe, you were the special prosecutor. And he was in the country throughout. For 8 months to the election, you could not invite the person. The person steps out of the country for medical attention. And it is not as if you wrote to the person before he traveled. Your letter came 2 weeks after he had traveled. And yet, you unreasonably label this person as a fugitive. Very, very, very unreasonable.
even to extend say we declare obi as fugitive and not a high court adwuma onye judge onye court. Why do you declare someone fugitive? To me by now so declare obi fugitive. Eti nipa we be na de omo kirem say OSP or incompetent onim de oye che say Mahama memo mu e no person we hwe mu bi e ma Mahama won so okay OSP ko obo no homodene. Nanso for the past 8 years ede ba de na wo ya into 20 man chium, and the question is say to aba anaka MPP sare ne ya mean say ko ofura to be sa fa no ho de. It to me personally there OSP the all can convince me or incompetent, because for the past 8 years we didn't confirm matana went man chi obi a say to about 20 fan ko mo we ne ya enko na be sa te ka onya hwe Mahama aba na be hwe mu bi be ye so de o ye adwumaden bi masa onya hwe ya lo we ya settings azanko ana we no onya hwe azanko o ya Mahama hu ni say obo no homodene ya azan ya lo na o chetre ho no onya hwe ntwatew na sa duwe na ekokoso na OSP declare Ken Ofori Atta wanted no. Any smeko kwaso ni amanfo ko ready Ken Ofori Atta efie ni ensem a eye daja o media ne so no. Eno Mahama Ayriga. Watena sa dwunu no se da bi. Oyonko da no da ade edi Ken Ofori Atta no sebi entwaye ente hu ya se o sebe be pa achew.
I have received assurances from the Office of the National Security Coordinator that it was not intended that should happen, and that occurrence is most regrettable and unfortunate, and he wants to give this House his word and assurance that a thing like that should never happen again. Let me indicate to my colleagues on the other side that this side of the House remain committed to ensuring that this country is reset, that its institutions function properly, that its officials act in accordance with the law, and that the rights and liberties of every citizen are upheld and protected under the regime of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. I personally extend my apologies to the former Minister of Finance, and I believe that this should suffice.
Abusabet machira waju na ewo comment section. Mahama Ayriga ade awaye no NDC for na dwa lie. In fact, NDC for na dwa lie pa say Mahama Ayriga pa de na wo chire na we asa wo pese oyiye ma. Ada say na won say won pese won kwan say asa pese asa o support MPP kakra asa ebi o be je say miehun ujina ha miehun say ujina ha miehun say ujina ha asa na no can say a chance I can say asa MPP kakra wo mu na won say ebi miehun obe nyuno ye nyuno obe hye so na wa ye hye. And Abusabet matira waju na ewo comment section. OSP will declare Ken Ofori Atta wanted any fugitive. Me wanted no quite many problem, but fugitive. Obet match the waju na ewo comment section. Aha Penyah Media.